Now you come back to San Diego, and it's going to be the same keys all over again, man. All over again. It's going to be the same thing. Every single game, strike first, strike first, strike first. Every single game. The stats show that when you score first, you are like a good it's a good 60% chance that you win the game, maybe even more. Not only that, you're going to be in front of your home crowd. If you strike first, man, it's going to be electric. So the key is strike first for sure. That's going to be the biggest thing come Friday and Saturday. Not only that, you need a good outing from your starting pitcher, man. Like a shutdown outing, like one that's like, oh, we're gonna win this game for sure. Obviously there's no for sure thing against the Dodgers. The Mets suck, so that's why it's for sure. But you need a good outing from Blake Snell. You need a vintage Blake Snell outing, a second half Blake Snell outing. Hopefully we're able to see that tomorrow, because that'd be such a big bounce back game for Blake Snell in terms of he almost cost us the series. I mean, he didn't look good last game, so he hopefully he bounces back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, sorry, on Friday. And to say that he almost cost us a series, it's not like a diss to him. I just think, like, if we would have won that game, obviously we're set up in a lot better position in terms of now we get to throw Musgrove game one, and so on and so forth. Darvish goes today, stuff like that. But I mean, I've been loving Blake Snell all second half. He's been fantastic. Our best pitcher, essentially. Him and Darvish carried us to this spot. So hopefully we're able to see some vintage Blake Snell tomorrow. God damn it, I keep saying tomorrow. Friday. Whoever's going to the game, have a lot of fun, because I mean, it's been 16 years. It's been 16 years, and I mean, we've been waiting for this our whole lives. So have fun, enjoy the moment for sure.
Yeah, so I'm totally there with you in terms of, keys to the game. Score first. I think scoring first is absolutely huge.
Each time they win, they score first.
Yeah, it's and that's kind of like we're talking about with like Manny. It's kind of like you got to strike first, and like the second you start playing down. And I think that's also part of the reason why we talked about game 2 being such a must-win game. But for this game 3, my thought is don't take it to game 5. You got to go and win 2 if you're gonna win this series. You got to go win the home games. And you brought him up a little bit, but I really do think that this one is going to be dependent on whether or not Blake Snell looks good or not. If you look at the Padres offense in the playoffs, it's been pretty consistent. I think it's 3 to 7 runs every single night. We're 5 games in, and we have 2 sevens, a 5, and a 3. Maybe that middle one was only 1 or 2 actually. But anyways, they've put up runs. They have put up runs in the postseason, and it's been really, really nice to see. But it's going to come down to a guy we've talked about as a big game pitcher. He always gets brought up about, how great he has been against the Dodgers, how great he was in that World Series game where he got pulled early. We really need a Blake Snell revenge game, basically, for his personal revenge for getting pulled in that game and not getting the win, not being able to, take the momentum in the series. So that's what I think. I have his game log against the Dodgers right here. A lot of people talk about how good he is here. So he's had a couple rough outings, but for the most part, he's been pretty good. Hasn't gone super far. But this game doesn't really count. But outside of that, it's basically 5 innings every single time. And I don't know what this is. I guess maybe there's no playoffs in here, but not many runs.
We need one of those 7.2.
We need this outing right here.
Yeah,
this one, or yeah. So this is pretty good. And also keep in mind, like, this isn't against any lineup. This is against a really, really good lineup. So I don't know. I think that's a little bit interesting there, just to kind of see where his game logs were. But he's mostly pitching around 5 innings and about 0 or 1 or 2 runs. And that's based on what we've seen. Even that alone will be huge, because that'd be a much better outing than we've got in either of these first 2 games. And the Padres were able to hang around in game 1, and then they were able to take game 2. By putting up 5. So it's going to come down to Blake Snell, in my opinion, how he looks. I think that's the biggest key. And like, there's other stuff too, but I think that is like the number one biggest thing.
Yeah. And the biggest thing for Blake Snell, you see his outings right there against the Dodgers. It's consistently 5 and a third, 5 and 2/3, something like that, around 5 innings. With that being said, the biggest key for him is going to be pounding the zone. You got to pound the zone so that way you're not getting yourself deep into the pitch count. That way you're able to get past the 6th inning, past the 7th inning, whatever it is. The Dodgers are phenomenal at hanging in there, putting together competitive at bats, hitting a lot of foul balls. They've been great at that all season. I mean, every time they face the Padres, they're able to do it. Did it against Yu Darvish tonight, where they just get battling and battling and battling. So that's what the Dodgers are really good at. Blake Snell's going to have to find a way to counter that. He's going to have to find a way to get his strikeouts. He's going to have to find a way to get his soft contact. He has to do that all the time. He's going to have to do that all game. So being able to give us 6 innings is going to be huge. We need 6 innings, in my opinion. We need 6 innings. That way you can go some combination of like Suarez, Martinez, or whoever you want, and then Hader. 6
That's
innings
probably
would
what
be,
I go. I
yeah,
think that's
definitely,
your 1, 2, 3 out of the bullpen.
100%.
What do you,
Go
what do you
for
think
it.
about this question? I was gonna say, doesn't Snell pitch more locked in with the fans behind him? I always feel like he does.
Yeah, statistically, his numbers are much better at home, and New York is kind of weird just because across the country it was like 40, 50 degrees. Blake Snell's only played in Tampa Bay, which is a dome, and San Diego, which is 70 or 80 degrees almost every day. So a much different environment for Blake Snell there. So he's coming back home, and one of the most exciting, probably the most exciting environment he's ever going to pitch in. Um, get behind him because he pitches better when the electricity is up, when the lights are on him. So um, it's going to be huge for Blake Snell to be able to go 6 tomorrow. God damn it, Friday.
You can't figure that one out, huh?
I can't, man. I can't. I'm so anxious to watch it. I wish it was tomorrow.
Dude, yeah, this has been some good baseball early on. I feel like yesterday was almost kind of agonizing in a way because it was like, come on, bro, you guys can come back. You're literally so close. You get it. You cut the 5-run lead down to 2. Like we just need a bloop and a blast, and it just never comes. But today was really the inverse of that. I mean, both these games have been 5-3, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
both been
5-3.
5-3, 5-3. So I feel like they were both very stressful and like, oh god.
Yeah.
But both teams are in it. Both teams are competing in this series so far. So, with that said, Isaac, I don't think we're going to go super long. Any other thing from this series? Any other last questions from anyone that you guys have real quick? And we're probably going to take off. I'll post the keys to the game for tomorrow as well. Okay, I like this one. So we'll finish on a couple questions real quick here, and then we'll probably bounce. But Tom asks, who is the X factor for Friday?
Blake.
We said Blake Snell, but outside of Blake Snell,
Okay.
Soto,
It's Juan
we
Soto.
need it, bro. We
It's
need the
Juan
power.
Soto. He's getting an advantageous matchup, righty against lefty, at home. There's no better environment to finally hit for some power. I mean, how many hits did he get today? 1 or 2? I think he's hitting like around 278 in the postseason, which isn't bad, but you need to start hitting some doubles, man. You need to start hitting for power. I mean, that's what we really need. We need power. Um, you saw the Dodgers were able to hang in this game strictly off home runs. We need that type of thing too, where we're able to hit 2-run bombs, 3-run bombs. We need those type of game-changing bombs, and Juan Soto's supposed to be one of the main guys to do it. So Juan Soto's definitely probably going to be the biggest X factor.
Yeah, I think Soto. I think if you don't go Soto, I'm trying to think. Like, 'cause I feel like we could have said like Crone, some guys like that.
Frank
They needed
Grisham.
to bounce back. You could say Manny Machado again, just because of how much he's
Sure.
carried this team throughout the year. But also like same thing we said. Like we know what we're expecting from Manny. Like,
Yeah.
and we know we're kind of getting up from Manny on a nightly basis. But you definitely need the power. I think Corbin also says Kim will be the X factor. Yeah, Kim's been able to hang in there with the Dodgers pitching a little bit better than
I
sometimes
expected.
he looks a little overpowered at times, but I mean
Yep.
he still looks pretty good. He's played great defense.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is gonna be an amazing series. I'm very, very happy that we did not go down 2-0. That would have been disaster mode right there.